We have some big news that you need to know for Tesla stock as well as the broader markets. This is kind of crazy. Michael Burry just sold everything and is now short on the markets. Well, at least 93% of his portfolio is short on the markets, worth about $1.6 billion. He has $890 million worth of SPY puts and $740 million worth of QQQ puts. When Michael Burry believes something is going to happen, and he's confident in that, he usually puts his whole entire portfolio into it. So apparently Michael Burry believes a crash is coming, and probably a pretty large one. If you guys don't know what Michael Burry is famous for or known for, well, go watch the movie The Big Short. If you're anything like me, you're going to love it, but just be careful because you're going to want to short the markets, and that can be a dangerous game. But Michael Burry, just to summarize, he put his entire portfolio in 2006, late 2006, into credit default swaps, shorting MBSs, mortgage-backed securities. Credit default swaps on MBSs were not even a thing at the time because mortgages had never failed. After all, who doesn't pay their mortgage? Michael Burry put his whole entire portfolio into an asset that was just created by the banks that had never even existed before because he believed the mortgages were going to fail, because he looked at all of the borrowers on mortgages and looked at the credit ratings, thousands of mortgages. When he believes in something, he goes all in. And this time, he's all in on shorting the markets. Let me know what you think about this down below in the comment section. I think this is particularly notable given what the markets have done recently, and some of the upcoming events that we're going to have for the markets as well, including even later on tonight at around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're going to get a lot of economic data out of China, and that could be a big driving force for the markets tomorrow as we get our retail sales number. We will elaborate on that more in this video. The major news that broke last night, and we covered it as soon as this news came out. We were the first channel to make a video on this to keep you informed. But Tesla cut the prices for their higher end Model Ys, your long range and your other expensive models, right? By about $2,000. This is about a 4% price cut. This is what is affecting Tesla stock today, causing the stock to drop about 1.5%. We have been actively buying the dip on this news, and I think this is a perfect opportunity to do so. Sure, could the markets fall more? Yeah, of course, but 2024 looks like it's going to be a great year for Tesla, and even upon the first announcement of the Cybertruck starting deliveries, that should be a very good day for Tesla, and I don't think the stock looks back from that point unless the markets are crashing, which ironically Tesla usually introduces their first models or new models when the markets do fall. The last major model that we got was the Model Y on March 13th, 2020. Coincidental timing? Who knows? Hopefully that's not the case this time around. But nonetheless, let's get into the rest of the news for Tesla stock today. Indonesia says Tesla plans to invest in a battery material facility in the country. Senior Minister Luhut said he led an Indonesian delegate that held a meeting with Tesla's chief executive Elon Musk during a recent trip to San Francisco, when Musk told him about the investment plan. Quote, he wants to invest in the manufacturing of materials for lithium batteries, though he noted Tesla was not looking to build a car factory in Indonesia. The investment will be quite big. Let's wait for Elon to come here around the end of September or October this year. This is great news. I don't think any Tesla investor out there anywhere wants to see Tesla build a gigafactory in Indonesia. That makes absolutely no sense. But to build a battery manufacturing plant, that could make a lot of sense, given the cost of labor is going to be cheaper, given there's less stringent permitting requirements for Indonesia, or really third world countries, let's just call it that, undeveloped nations. For an example, Tesla has had a partnership with many lithium miners in the US for years now, and we're still waiting on approvals. Most notably with Piedmont around Charlotte, North Carolina. They've had a deal done for 2 years. but they still have not been able to break ground and actually mine lithium because the residents have concerns. In Indonesia, well, let's just say it how it is. The government doesn't care much about how the residents feel about investments in their country. They need investments more than they care about what the residents think. So as bad as that does sound, trust me, it doesn't sound good coming out of my mouth. This is a positive for Tesla stockholders. You did not want to see a manufacturing plant in Indonesia for EVs, but to build batteries or mine the materials to build batteries in a low-cost region like Indonesia, that could be very positive. Stellar Solar awarded Performance Excellence recognition from Tesla. Stellar Solar, one of the most experienced solar and battery installers in Southern California and Michigan, my home state, since 1998, and consistent winner of the San Diego's Union Tribute Readers Poll in the category of Best Solar Company, has added another impressive award to their collection, this time in the emerging energy storage sector, as winner of the Tesla Performance Excellence Award. They have been recognized nationally as one of the leading installers of the Tesla Powerwall and providers of customer support for both new solar installations and additions to existing systems. Now, what Stellar Solar had to say is, quote, "It's an honor to be recognized by Tesla, the market leader in batteries for both self-consumption and emergency backup. They are the gold standard in a now crowded energy storage field, yet continue to hold a leadership position in the battery sector. We have already been installing batteries when the Powerwall came to the market and immediately realized the potential of their game-changing technology and quickly started marketing their superior technology to our new and existing customer base, who also recognize the potential for both energy storage for self-consumption and energy backup. I personally have 3 of them and could not be happier with their performance and stylish aesthetics." Kent Carl, co-founder and CEO of Stellar Solar, some of these are a tongue twister, had this to add about the award. "Tesla is one of the most respected and innovative brands in the world. So to represent their game-changing Powerwall and to be recognized them for our efforts in introducing them to homeowners on a large scale is an accomplishment I am very proud of." I don't know how impactful this is to Tesla stock, but I find it pretty cool nonetheless. Motor Trend says, "Damn, it's good" for the 2023 Tesla Model Y long-range first test drive. Now, we're going to go ahead and skip down to the conclusion of what they have to say. We're obviously not going to read this entire thing. I will link it down below in the description if you would like to read it for yourselves. But it says, "Our job is to evaluate cars, not the people who make, own, or love them. And there is no denying the Tesla Model Y is very, very good, and that our testing shows it has been this good for the 3 years it's taken the competition to catch up. While some competitors are as good as Tesla, none is clearly better, and the Model Y is still running at the front of the pack. Tesla Model S Plaid amazes in Moose test, outperforms the Porsche Taycan." This is basically where you'll see, I'm gotta turn on the volume on this, but you kind of just speed through, zigzagging back and forth between these cones. The Tesla Model S Plaid achieved 51 miles per hour, which is one of the best results ever. The Model 3 and the Model Y did beat this because they are a little bit smaller of vehicles, but for an example, the Porsche Taycan achieved about 48 miles per hour. So it looks like Tesla's outperforming the competition yet again in another comparison testing. Tesla now says it will build a new first-of-its-kind data center. Tesla is getting into the data center business. Tesla shared a new job posting for a senior engineering program manager data center role, first spotted by Electric last week. In the job posting, Tesla says that it will build the first-of-its-kind data centers. Quote, "This role will lead to the end-of-end design and engineering of Tesla's first-of-its-kind data centers and will be one of the key members of the factory engineering team. Data centers are a very lucrative business and can bring in billions and billions of dollars to the bottom line with very high profit margins. So if this is something that can really take off with Tesla, this could be another great addition to the Tesla franchise. Ford taps Apple executive to build high-margin digital services. Ford wants to become like Apple and to see subscription revenue with higher profit margins. Peter Stern, he was a former executive for Apple who previously oversaw Apple TV Plus, iCloud, and Apple News Plus, will report to Ford CEO Jim Farley. In his new role, Stern will focus on integrating hardware, software, and services across the company's Ford Blue, Model E, and Ford Pro units. Like other automakers in the United States, Ford is looking to expand beyond its traditional wholesale to dealer business model and build recurring revenues from services connected to its vehicles, such as Apple is built on its hardware products. Sawyer Merritt is reporting to us that Tesla has just made a new statement because some Chinese residents are worried about Tesla's Centennial mode. Now, what this does is it basically records suspicious activity on a video clip in the installed USB device to bring safety to the user. At present, this function has helped the police solve a number of vehicle damage and theft cases. Unlike some brands that can remotely view the surrounding environment of the vehicle through Sentry mode, at present, the data of Tesla vehicles is stored offline in the USB device inside the car, and neither the owner and Tesla can view it remotely online. In addition, this is the good news, Tesla has established a data center in China to localize data storage. All data generated by the sale of Teslas in the mainland Chinese market will be stored in China. This is very positive news. You want to stay in China's good graces. You don't want Tesla getting kicked out of China. That would be the worst possible, thing that could happen right now. Forget price cuts. If you were to get kicked out, that's a big problem. And China's actually warned about kicking Tesla out the country if they did not comply with China's security standards, which this is one of the things that they want. All data from China staying on mainland China, which, the US does the same thing, so we're not here to point fingers. This is just a positive for Tesla stock. TeslaNorth.com says Tesla's Model Y is the safest car on the road, period. The data is here. The proof is here. Take a look at this picture from Paul M. on Facebook. He says, a few more pics from my earlier post. I was told later that there were two impacts. The first when I hit 3 trees in front of me, and the second when the commercial truck that initially sideswiped me somehow followed me over 4 lanes and struck me from behind after the initial impact. I somehow didn't lose consciousness and was able to pull myself out of the passenger window with the fractured pelvis. Was also told that if the car had a normal front engine, it would have likely crushed me. I'll be in rehab facility for a while and hopefully will start feeling better day by day. Lots of pain now even with all of the meds. Take a look at this car. Oh my gosh. That's a damn good car. If that's what that car looks like, the Model Y, and all you have is a fractured pelvis, good job, Tesla. GM says it will start production on 6 new EVs by the end of 2023. The Silverado EV work truck by Q3 2023. The Chevy Blazer EV production begins in Q3. Chevrolet Equinox EV production begins in Q4. Chevrolet Silverado EV RST First Edition production begins in Q4. Bright Drop Xevo 400 production begins in Q4. Cadillac Celestiq production begins in Q4. Come on, give me a break here. Okay. They can't even produce the Lyriq because they can't produce batteries. But they want to project 6 new editions. coming just by the end of this year. It's not going to happen, guys. And if you're an investor in GM, especially, you need to know that. But I think you're all investors in Tesla, and this is very good news for Tesla. It's going to be less competition. And really, I don't think these vehicles will be able to compete with Tesla when all things are said and done. GM won't be able to bring a profitable EV to scale for probably a very long time. Very long time. Tesla stock today is down 1.75%, currently trading at $238.42 per share. You're under that support level at 240. The next big major level of support is around 220, in between 220 and 219.17. That is where this 100-day moving average currently is. And if you do see the markets get weak over the next couple of days, potentially even tomorrow, you could see Tesla make this move down to around that 220 level. Tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you're going to get a lot of data coming out of China, and this will be very important, especially based on the expectations. The expectations are pretty dang high as well. So China's industrial production year over year comes out for July at 9 p.m. today. You're expecting 4.7%. Last month's reading was 4.4%. So if you do see this number come in weaker than 4.7%, maybe a big miss, that's going to be pretty bad news. Retail sales year over year are expected to come in at 4.6%. Last month's reading was 3.1%. The unemployment rate for the month of July is expected to come in at 5.2%. This would be pretty low relative to what you've seen in 2022. If this number does go higher, that's going to be another big problem for the markets. You also have a lot of Japanese data that will be coming out for Japan later tonight as well, around 11:30 tonight. 11 to 11:30 tonight, and that could also move the markets coming tomorrow. And then tomorrow's economic data is going to be retail sales month over month for the month of July. This comes out at 8:30 in the morning for the US. Tesla's option activity for the day is actually quite surprisingly good, with a positive order value of 61%, 634 institutional trades, worth almost $400 million. This is a sign to me that you're seeing some institutional buyers actually stepping in and buying Tesla stock sub that 240 support level. I do personally think the markets are holding their breath and waiting for retail earnings. The biggest retail earnings that you're going to get tomorrow is in pre-market, and that is Home Depot. Home Depot has big implications for the broader economy and the broader consumer, and we're not really expecting great things from retailers. Home Depot, like I said, tomorrow pre-market. Pre-market on Wednesday is Target, Zim, and TJX, as well as Thursday in pre-market, the big dog, Walmart, will be reporting earnings. These earnings could either solidify the U.S. economy is slowing down and heading into a recession as we get closer to starting 2024, or that some of these recession fears might be overblown. And if the retailers are doing well, then the consumers are doing well, and the economy will do well. Probably avoid a recession at that point. So this earnings season for your retailers is going to be very important, and that kicks off tomorrow morning. That could drive a bigger move for the markets. 2-year Treasury yields are almost breaking out to a new high of this cycle at 4.95%, up 6 basis points on the day, but the 10-year Treasury yields today are basically flat. So this is allowing, to some degree, technology to do a little bit better than what we have seen so far in the month of August. The Nasdaq is up over 0.5% at the time of recording this video. This could obviously change in the time that we have left of the trading day today, but still a stronger day than what we're used to, at least so far in August, with the Nasdaq down about 6% from its highs that we just seen a couple of weeks ago. The Fed futures are also predicting with an 88% certainty the Fed will not hike rates in September, that the Fed will hold rates, and that the Fed will continue to hold rates. The November meeting, December meeting, the January 2024 meeting, and then finally start to cut rates March 20th of 2024, and then you're expecting multiple rate cuts almost at every single meeting in 2024. So this is what you need to know as an investor today in the broader markets as well as Tesla stock. Again, to reiterate, the data coming out tonight for China as well as Japan is very big and can have broader implications for a global recession, as well as retail sales tomorrow morning for the US and Home Depot earnings. All of these are going to be the next most important catalyst for the markets. And again, Michael Burry just went 93% short via options. Typically, whenever that has happened, he's been correct, because that's just risking a lot of your portfolio. So it's really making a lot of people question this today and wonder, why is he this short on the markets? Let me know what you think about that down below in the comment section. Are you short on the markets? Are you hedging your portfolio as we are? Down below in the trading community, if you guys want to hit that link in the description of this video and join us and not sit on your hands as the markets potentially go through another crash or correction, you can come trade with us, come hedge out your portfolio, take those profits into any stock that you would like. For me personally, that one has been Tesla. So that is going to do it for this video. My name is Michael Tyler. Thank you for joining me today. Most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.